Oh, you too. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. So just before I run out of time, I just finished the card reveals off. So the number one, everybody, was the emotional healing card. So this is letting go from the past, and it touches relationships, because where you've let go of the past, your heart chakra opens. You step away from past pain that may have been blocking your heart chakra. So if you're in a relationship, you can expect to see, things on a smoother road. Maybe you've had a bit of a tough time. You'll start to see changes around that, or new relationships coming in if you're not in a relationship. So because you've let go of that past, you're moving on in a big way. For everybody who chose number 2, this is goodbye to the old and hello to the new. You finished one part of your life, and now a new and even better part is just beginning. So hello, new chapter, hello, new life. This is again like similar to card 1. You've let go of the past. You're saying goodbye to the old. It's all about the new now, and you're going to see some beautiful new beginnings. You're going to see big differences, things lifted from your energy field that just weren't serving you. So lighter times coming in for you, for everyone who connected to number 2. If you chose number 3, your card is your wish is granted. What you've asked for is coming true. This is instant manifestation with you. This is seeing a big difference with manifesting in your life. Having the power to see what you're asking for just suddenly create in front of your eyes. So this is a really powerful card. Your wishes are coming true. It's all coming for you, and you're about to see it all very soon. So, they're lovely cards for everybody this week. I'm loving them. So no matter if you chose number 1, number 2, or number 3, that's a really lovely message. I think the overall message for us all at the moment is, we are stepping into the new. We have begun our new beginnings. We have said goodbye to the past, and our next 10 years ahead of us, and this year, 2020, are going to be so, so different, so positive. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I'm sorry about the lost connection. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. I will be here next week, same time on a Tuesday. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Carrie M. Bush. And I am sending everybody so much love and light. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead, everybody. And I'll catch you all next week.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Angel Guidance by Lisa Shore. Live from PureLoveEnergy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Angel Guidance
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. This is Lisa. This is my show, Angel Guidance by Lisa. Just want to introduce myself. I am a Reiki Master Healer, and I am an evidential medium. And I'm also an intuitive, and being a medium and being an intuitive sort of go hand in hand, because in order for me to talk to spirit, those who departed and now are on the other side, they communicate with me through my psychic abilities. So that being said, I also want to let you know I do communicate with beings of light, with angels, and with those who have ascended to the higher realms of consciousness, meaning sometimes they're called ascended masters. And those people, though they may have been people on the spiritual realm and have moved on through levels of consciousness higher, and so they understand more of life's broader lessons. So I do a little bit of many things, but the thing I do like to do is teach people about all things spirit. So this today, it's the 31st of December, and we are looking into 2020 with our 2020 vision. And what I'd like to do for you today is give you a prediction for yourself. And the first predictions of the year are going to be about your professional life, about your finances, perhaps about what things you need to overcome to move through life in 2020 with a little more ease and flow. And what I did is I decided that I wanted to give more in-depth predictions than I usually do, because we are looking at a full year. But these are also going to be overarching ideas or messages as well of what you can work on in order to achieve what you want this year. And so that being said, I gave readings from Spirit prior to the show. I use tarot cards. I also use oracle cards, and I also receive information, insight that comes in from the spiritual realm. They drop messages into my presence and into my awareness. So what I'd like to do is have you select who you or what you want as far as a reading goes, if you're going to choose letter A or letter B. So what I want you to do is just sit quietly for a moment, feet flat on the floor, and I want you to really just focus your intent on what the highest good is for yourself. So breathe in, and just breathe in slowly and release. And ask your higher self, what is my highest good for 2020? I have a choice for a reading, and I can choose letter A or B. And then what you hear first, if it's letter A or letter B, that's what you go with. Because there are no accidents in this world, and so whatever letter you choose will be the perfect one for you. So I want you to go ahead and get centered and think about that for a moment. Decide your letter, A or B, and then I'll start. Okay, so if you chose letter A, I'm going to let you know what the divine shared with me just prior to this, me going on air. Literally, I was doing readings up until the last 5 minutes before I got on air. So if you chose letter A, I want you to listen carefully. You might want to take some notes, because this is going to go into some things that are a little deeper than I normally talk about. Okay, so the first thing, the first card actually that I drew, the first being that came through was an ascended master. Okay, and so an ascended master, like I said, could have been a person in the physical world who ascended on into heaven higher than most, or also could be what would be considered a god or goddess worshipped by ancient people. So the first one is actually Joan of Arc, and this is for letter A. Okay, so the ascended master that comes to you as a guide for 2020, okay, is Joan of Arc. And Joan of Arc was a person who lived in the 1400s in France. Okay, so you think about that time, it's nowhere near like it is now. The 1400s in France, people would have, pretty much lived day to day, and, there was a lot of fighting going on at that time. And so there was actually a battle between France and England at that time. And Joan of Arc lived in France. And she was aware of the war. And she was just a girl at the time. She was 13. And when she was 13 years old, she had a vision. Okay, she had a vision of angels. And within that vision, she also spoke with Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is God's greatest warrior angel. And Archangel Michael had a message for her, okay? And this is what she told, and this was recorded, actually. This was all written down and back then. But she said, I saw the angels with my physical eyes. So she didn't just see them in a vision in her mind. She saw them right in front of her. And she said, I saw them with my physical eyes. And the angels told me that I am supposed to drive the English out of France because this battle is not to be won by the English. It should be won by the French. And Archangel Michael was helping her through this vision. And so Joan of Arc was a girl, and she did do what her angels told her to do, though. So that would be pretty daunting to be 13, to have Archangel Michael, God's greatest warrior angel, come to you, standing before you in the physical world, right in front of you, and say, Joan, you need to lead your people into battle against the English. I mean, most people, I think, especially a 13-year-old girl, would not want to do that. You know, it would be pretty scary. But Joan did. Joan did that very thing. And she led her people into battle against the English. Now, unfortunately, she was captured by the English, and she was sentenced to death. So things didn't really work out that well for Joan as far as what happened to her in the physical world. But that did not that was not daunting to her. She did not waver in her faith. So she was on trial, and that's how we have all these records of what she said. She was on trial by the English, and they couldn't believe she spoke to angels. They thought she was a witch. You know, they were just so unkind to her. And she was captured. She was sentenced to death. But she said of her faith, you must act on your faith and God will act. So what does that mean exactly? For you, it means that if you have a belief, if you have a strong faith in something that you know is true for you, that by you acting on it, taking small actions towards it, you can rest assured that God or the universe will act on your behalf on the other side as well. Okay? She created and demonstrated great faith. And she took a risk that no other young woman, much less a girl at that time, had ever taken before. So when you believe your own vision and move beyond your fear and act on your truth, you will be met by support from the universe. So right now, decide, what is your powerful vision for 2020? And know that you will be divinely protected and guided and supported as you pursue it. Okay, so Joan of Arc is your ascended master who will help you during this time. If you want more information about Joan of Arc, just do an internet search. There is a ton of information about Joan of Arc, and you might find her inspiring. And if you want to continue to have her assistance, her inspiration for you, why don't you print out a photo of her? Why don't you see if there's